Afternoon. It was a long ride. Finally got down to Florida. Pulled our bus up under an oak tree. And there was an old gentleman standing under the tree. He was beautiful, he was mystical, he was magical. I could not take my eyes off of him. Cool. Smoking a cigarette, had silver hair, carrying a briefcase and a pastor at a bluegrass festival. Had on a Seminole Indian coat. Lester Flatt finally spoke up and said, "Well, how about that? Look at there. There stands Mr. Irvin T. Rouse." I said, "Now who is Irvin T. Rouse?" He said, "Well, he's the gentleman who composed the famous fiddle song about the train called the Orange Blossom Special." All right. Like looking at a ghost. So I had to meet him. Got my camera, jumped out of the bus, took his picture, shook his hand, tried to talk to Mr. Irvin. But I found out pretty quick that he wasn't home in his mind anymore, you see. But you could tell greatness had once been royalty. Now in his good days, Mr. Irvin played the fiddle. He had a brother named Gordon that played the guitar. They used to travel all up and down the eastern seaboard in a Ford car, playing for nickels and dimes and quarters in little towns, fiddling guitar songs. Well, not long before he passed away, a journalist from the Miami newspaper went up into the Everglades where he lived to do the final interview. And the last question of the day was this: "Mr. Irvin, you've written a lot of good songs. Which one do you want to be best remembered for?" Irvin said, "Well, how about that little fiddle piece I made up about the train that time called The Special." He just called it The Special. And that's been played a million times. Here comes a million and one. All the way from the mysterious Everglades far down here to beautiful Southern California. Mr. Irvin's song, bringing it to you tonight, The Special. Well, look yonder coming down that railroad track. I said, look yonder coming down that railroad track. It's that Orange Blossom Special, bringing my baby back. Will you talk about your traveling? She's the fastest train on the rails. Will you talk about your traveling? She's the fastest train on the rails. Ride that Orange Blossom Special, rolling down that seaboard trail. Well, I'm going down to Florida. Here's what Mr. Irvin singing on his record. Well, I'm going down to Florida. Get some sand in my shoes. Maybe California. Get some sand in my shoes. Ride that Orange Blossom Special. Lose